How to make peanut butter cookies. One of the yummiest kinds of cookies that you can enjoy is peanut butter. Almost anyone who has ever eaten one finds them very delicious, and yet it is absurdly easy to make. If you wanted to know how to make peanut butter cookies, then you have certainly come to the right place. This recipe for peanut butter cookies will yield about 2 dozen. You can whip up a batch in just an hour or more. And with the nutritional value of peanut butter, these cookies are definitely a good choice for an after-school treat, especially when served with milk. Here is the recipe. 1. To make 2 dozen peanut butter cookies, prepare the following ingredients. 1/2 cup of peanut butter, 1/2 cup of softened butter, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1 egg, 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 2. In a large mixing bowl, put the butter and beat it for about 2 minutes with an electric mixer until it becomes creamy. Gradually add in the brown and white sugars while continuing to mix. Add the egg and the peanut butter as well. 3. In a dry bowl, put the flour, the baking soda, the baking powder, and the salt. Mix together and add to the butter and sugar mixture. 4. Once everything is moistened, take out the dough from the bowl and wrap it loosely in some plastic wrap. Keep it in the fridge for about 3 hours, just so that the butter and peanut oils will solidify. This will help keep the flavors in the dough while cutting out the cookies. 5. After 3 hours, take out the dough from the fridge and preheat the oven to 375. Divide the dough into 24 balls that are about 1 1/4 inch across. On an ungreased cookie sheet, place each dough ball about 3 inches apart. 6. Take a fork and coat the tines with some butter. Use it to press down twice into each dough ball so that you get a cookie with a crisscross pattern. You will need to recoat the fork with butter several times during this process, just to make sure that it does not stick to the dough. 7. Bake each sheet of cookies in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. The cookies should be a beautiful light brown. If you want to come up with chewy peanut butter cookies, bake them instead at a lower oven temperature, about 300 degrees, and lengthen the cooking time to 15 minutes. 8. Once the cookies are done, take the cookie sheet out of the oven, but leave the cookies untouched for 1 minute. Once you can lift the cookies easily with a spatula, transfer them to a wire rack to allow cooling. If you prefer chunky peanut butter cookies, you can use chunky peanut butter, or simply mix in some chopped peanuts into the dough. Knowing how to make peanut butter cookies is also a good way to get older children started with baking, because the virtually foolproof recipe is bound to make them feel confident about their skills, leaving them eager to try out other dishes. You can mix up the basic peanut butter flavor by adding other ingredients, such as semi-sweet chocolate chips, or even a little bit of powdered coffee to offset the sweetness. For a tropical flavor, you can even incorporate some shredded coconut flakes. As for the peanut butter itself, you can use organic or natural brands or use homemade. Just take some roasted peanuts, grind them up in the food processor until it makes a paste, and add a bit of peanut oil to thin it out.